I've always been a huge fan of retro motorcycles. I find it really amazing that manufacturers can combine timeless design with modern technology. I've got a bit of bias with retro motorcycles, especially since I own two of them, and one of them will join us later. Today, I'll be reviewing two of the hottest scooters in the retro scooter category today. Both of these bikes have always been a top choice for those looking for that classic look, while also packing an amazing performance behind it. This is the Kymco 125 Italia, and this is the Yamaha Mio Fazzio. And we're going to find out who takes the crown as they go head to head in this first episode of Go Flat Out's Ride Out. The Kymco design has a more classic feel to it. Maybe because it looks more identical to your usual Vespas. Unang tingin mo pa lang sa kanya, kita mo na agad na mas malapad siya, mas malaki siya compared to the Fazzio, no? So, I really like the bike's color. Nagko-complement maigi yung parang dark green na paint job niya, along with the rest of the dark and light colors here and there, except dun sa stock seats, which I'll talk about later. One thing that I also wish that Kymco has added more to the personal preference ko lang naman to, pero I feel like it would help with more chrome bits around the bike. Kasi andun na yung retro vibe ng motor eh. You have chrome here, you have chromes here, in the side mirror, yun na lang eh. I think little bits of chrome here on the back side would help a lot with the classic identity ng motor, pero again, that's just my personal preference. The build quality is good with the bike. Hindi siya sobrang high quality, pero hindi rin siya cheap. Ito, dito sa may switches niya, yung normal plastics that you'd find on most bikes. Pero this scooter comes with the passing light. Diba? Aha, cool. Side mirrors niya, okay. Sturdy enough naman siya, and you won't need to replace it since it fits the aesthetic of the bike. You also have this tiny storage here at the front, which I really love kasi you can put your phone there while you're also charging since dito na rin yung charging port. Now, one of the best things about the Kymco is disc brakes na po siya sa harap and sa likod. So, malakas po ang stopping power niya pero wala pa po siya ang ABS. You have this classic looking analog gauge right here. Not a single sight of any high-tech features, which in my opinion is a downside, especially since yung speedometer cable is actually one of the biggest issues of analog gauges and this scooter. Malaki po ang tendency maputulan ng speedometer cable kapag yun pa ang gamit ng isang motor. Pag naputol po ang speedometer cable, kailangan mo siyang palitan mula dito sa baba, babaklasin mo yung loob, papalitan mo dito, and bakit nasisira ang speedometer cable? Nasisira po ang speedometer cable tuwing umaatras ang motor. Paano ko po alam to? Naputulan na po ako. Seat niya is comfortable naman. But as I mentioned earlier, one thing I did not like, especially with this variant, is yung stock seat covers niya. Ang stock seat covers niya is beige and gray. Gray yung dito sa part na to, dito sa stitching na ito. I think hindi siya fit dun sa kulay ng bike. Pero dun sa other variants, sa white and red, bumagay naman siya. Pero dito hindi eh. Kaya as you can see, napalitan ko na siya. Under the seat, you have a tiny space here to fit your things. Kasya ba ang helmet? Hindi po. So medyo limited ang space underneath. Speaking of compartment space, this part really gets hot when you use it for more than an hour or in traffic. which is primarily because it is air-cooled and carb pa po ang engine niya. So, wag po kayo maglalagay dito nang hindi pwedeng mainitan. Now on the road, the Kymco 125 feels different from other 125 scooters, including the Fazzio. The Kymco is powered by a 125cc single-cylinder 4-stroke air-cooled engine that produces 9.3 horsepower and 9.5 Nm of torque. 116 kg po ang bigat niya, so medyo mabigat siya for its size. Pero once you're on the road, it also contributes to the reason why stable siya on higher speeds. Now I'll tell you right away that the Kymco 125 will definitely lose the Yamaha Fazzio in terms of acceleration. Meron pong medyo konting lag na mararamdaman mo when you're on full throttle. Then after that sort of light lag, bigla kang bibilis na sobra. Ganun yung Kymco 125 eh. Para kang naka-manual in a sense kasi parang may dalawang phase yung takbo niya. Suspension niya is okay, more on the stiff side. Brakes niya naman, as mentioned earlier, really good dahil dual disc brake na po. Sobrang responsive ng braking system niya even without the ABS. But still, I wish it would have ABS soon. Fuel economy is where it really loses against the Yamaha Fazzio. Again, carb pa ang engine niya, so very different yung fuel consumption niya compared sa mga fuel-injected scooters out there. 6 liters ang tangke, and my average fuel economy with it is 25 kilometers per liter. So, is pogi talaga. Now, first look at the Yamaha Mio Fazzio. You're gonna get such a different vibe compared dun sa Kymco Italia. Mas modern yung styling niya. It's also slimmer. Modern colors na rin yung makikita mo dito sa motor. Not a single set of chrome anywhere, kahit saan ka tumingin. It leans more dun sa neo-retro type of design, diba? The Fazzio has actually 4 color variants, and what we have here is the candy red variant. It has LED headlights here, taillights niya po LED na rin, pero ang signal lights niya is bombilya pa po siya. Dito naman, disc brake sa harap, pero drum brake po ang kanyang likod. Same as the Kymco wala pa rin po siyang ABS. Now, the first thing that I'd replace here with the Kymco for sure, is its side mirror. Medyo out of place para sa akin yung side mirror niya. I get it. Retro styling design, pero I feel like a more round side mirror would fit the bike more, di ba? Ang quality ng switches niya here are good quality. You know the normal switches and quality you get from a Yamaha motorcycle. Meron na rin tong automatic stop-start system. So, dagdag fuel economy para sa motor na to. You also have these pockets here. Medyo maliliit pero also extra storage, di ba? Now, I really believe that manufacturers can combine a timeless classic design with modern technology. And that's exactly what Yamaha did with the Yamaha Mio Fazzio. As you can see here sa gauge niya, high-tech siya. Pero, na-retain naman yung retro vibe na meron yung Fazzio. Meron din siyang Yamaha Connect. So, matatrack mo yung data ng scooter mo from your phone. High-tech. Now, the seats. I definitely say na mas comfortable siya in terms of the seat ng Kymco We got ample amount of storage, more than the Kymco storage. The Fazzio is also air-cooled, pero hindi mo din naramdam yung heat dito sa ilalim as much as you would feel with the Kymco We're now on the road with the Yamaha Fazzio, and it feels like your regular 125 scooter from Yamaha. The Fazzio is powered by a 125cc air-cooled 4-stroke single overhead cam blue-core hybrid engine that produces 8.3 horsepower and 9.9 Nm of torque. Now, yung blue-core hybrid engine niya po is alam ko brand new sa Yamaha. So, it may produce way less horsepower than the Kymco, and it really feels like it. But, yung lamang ng Fazzio is yung acceleration niya because it can produce higher torque figures. Sobrang responsive yung acceleration niya. Dagdag mo pa yung hybrid na parang power assist. So the torque figure can even get up to 10.6 Nm of torque. So mas lamang ang Fazzio in terms of overtaking and acceleration test. It also helps that it's a lot lighter. since ang wet weight po ng Fazzio is 95 kg only. So mas manageable po siya and easier to use kung hindi ka pa medyo sanay on riding scooters or riding in general. Nothing else to say naman, it's the usual 125 scooter from Yamaha, and that's not a bad thing kasi I believe this kind of engine is actually better for the Philippines kasi dito hindi naman natin kailangan nung mataas na horsepower figures eh. Kasi anuhin mo yung mataas na horsepower, mataas top speed. Eh dito sa Pilipinas, kahit saan ka pumunta, sobrang traffic, di ba? Kaya it's always a wiser option to go for motorcycles with more torque figures. Fuel economy ng Yamaha Fazzio is amazing in comparison with the like. Really amazing. 5.1 liter po ang tangke niya, and again, fuel injected na po siya, may stop-start system na siya, plus mild hybrid pa po siya. So, automatically, mas tipid siya by a lot. On average po, napakadaling makakuha ng 50 kilometers per liter with it. Some owners definitely achieved higher figures than this. So, I think it's very safe to say na if malaking factor sa iyo yung fuel economy, the Fazzio is a no-brainer. Now, we will be discussing the pros and cons of both the Kymco Like and the Yamaha Mio Fazzio. First, the pros of Kymco Like. Again, obvious naman ang biggest pro niya is yung timeless retro design niya. Ibang-iba siya eh. Mas burly talaga siya, mas malaki, mas maporma. Kaya yun yung biggest pro niya. One pro of it is it also has higher horsepower figures. So, mas mataas yung top speed niya in comparison sa Yamaha Mio Fazzio. Then, one of its pros is dual disc brake, so better brakes than the Fazzio. And the last pro of the Kymco Like Italia is its carb engine. It can be a pro or a con. In this case, pro siya kasi it's easier to maintain. Now, we'll be discussing the cons of the Kymco Like Italia. Now, first con and the biggest cons of the Kymco Like is its fuel consumption. In comparison sa Fazzio, grabe. Ang laki ng difference. Second downside ng Like is that it lacks tech features or features in general. Analog gauges, wala kang makitang kahit anong high-tech features dito sa motor na to. Kaya yun yung isang dyan downside. Now, another and the last con of the Kymco Like is, as mentioned, yung carb engine niya can be a pro or a con. In this case, con siya dahil sa carb engine niya mas malaki sa gas. So there's that. Now we'll be discussing the pros and cons of the Yamaha Mio Fazzio. Now the first pro of the Yamaha Mio Fazzio is its neo-retro design. Hindi siya katulad nung Kymco Like na katulad siya ng Vespa. Iba siya eh. Neo-retro yung design niya. Parang nag-mix talaga yung modern design sa classic design. So it's one of its pros kung yun yung gusto mo. Another pro of it is yung fuel economy niya, grabe. Dagdag mo pa yung hybrid engine niya, that's also a pro. Kasi because of that, it can produce another pro, which is its higher torque figures. So, in my opinion, much better yon sa Philippine roads, kaya it's a big pro para sa Yamaha Mio Fazzio. So, we'll be moving on to its cons. Ang cons ng Yamaha Mio Fazzio, wala akong maisip. Pero, much better ang Kymco Like Italia sa kanya in terms of braking. Ang lamang ng Kymco Like sa Yamaha Mio Fazzio is yung dual disc brake siya, harap-likod. So, ito kasi drum brake pa ang likod eh. So, I guess yun yung medyo con, the only medyo con ng Yamaha Mio Fazzio, no? So, there's that. All in all, it really depends on what you're looking for in a scooter. On this head-to-head comparison, I can confidently say that in terms of specs, features, performance, and fuel economy, the Yamaha Mio Fazzio takes the crown. But if you're like me and you're willing to pay for all of its downsides in exchange for its one big upside, which is its classic design, then by all means, get the Kymco Like 125 Italia. Thank you for watching this video, and make sure to subscribe and stay tuned for more ride-out videos.